むことと見つけたり、修羅道とは倒すことと見つけたり、我悪鬼羅刹となり、目の前の敵すべてを切る。
What's going on, everybody? It's Red Fox here, back again with some more Mugen. I asked you guys a couple days ago what series you wanted to see come back between Street Fighter 6 and Mugen, and you guys chose Mugen, so here we are. So what better way to celebrate Mugen's return to the channel than to continue what we were doing before, pitting Grappler Baki characters against the story modes of old retro arcade fighting games. This time it'll be Baki's resident weapon expert, Gaia, versus the cast of Samurai Shodown. So let's get into it. So I would have liked to be able to use someone like Musashi or Motobe as well, but unfortunately the fact of the matter is there is no Mugen for Musashi, and while there is a Mugen for Motobe, he's basically just a joke character. He instantly kills himself at the beginning of any round, so I couldn't really use him for this. But Gaia serves well because, I mean, not everybody in the Samurai Shodown games uses, like, swords. Some of them use, like Wan-Fu, he uses, like, a giant concrete pillar. And, of course, Earthquake uses, like, a scythe, like a kama, and I can't remember what it's called, but the weighted chain. So, in my explanation of why I couldn't use different characters, I won't say better fit Mugens, but different Mugens, Gaia has completely stomped Nakaruru in Hokkaido, so yeah, things are not going well for Nakaruru. She has this, like, Phoenix power in the bottom right that she gets from getting, like, her butt stomped, but, I don't know, this Mugen doesn't seem particularly eager to use that power, so I'm not sure if she'll be able to perform a comeback here. Well, she's hitting him, and she did some pretty significant damage, but Gaia's just got those hands. He's got combos for days, and of course the benefit of being able to turn anything you touch into a weapon down to a blade of grass is that while she has one, maybe two or three weapons, if you count like her sword, her falcon or eagle or whatever it is, and her magic, I mean, everything in the entire environment is Gaia's weapon. Well, speaking of Earthquake, that's who's up next, and from testing, he's actually pretty powerful, so we'll see how he does against old Gaia here. Yeah, I've noticed from, you know, just doing some testing and stuff, Gaia's main meat and potatoes is, for ranged spamming, it's definitely the sand bullet or the water bullet, whatever you refer to it as. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so he's not great for spamming, right? He's not great for zoning and ranging. His main meat and potatoes is, he's definitely a rushdown grappler type, right? He does have a lot of good combos when it comes to, you know, just throwing hands, but he definitely has a lot of throws and command grabs that are very powerful. So we see that Gaia is actually putting up a really good offense, but Earthquake has somehow backed him into a corner. Earthquake's best two techniques, he likes to use this stupid technique he has, where he grabs the opponent and then farts on them, and it does decent damage, but it's definitely not his best. His best is some, like, kind of, some low sweep type deal, that one, where he extends the little comma out, and the little spinning attack he does. But Gaia, I've noticed when he's pit up against Earthquake, he times his Vine art very well because it gives him iframes, invincibility. So he uses it when Earthquake starts spamming that low attack, so that he can literally just like tank through it, take no damage, and hit him with an attack. So Earthquake's not doing too hot here. He has 3 bars of meter, but I've never actually once seen him use that meter. He just has a lot of like good attacks on default. So not sure if he's going to be able to make a comeback here. I will say, in the testing, this fight was actually a bit closer. I don't think Earthquake ever took a round against Gaia, but yeah, it was not as clear-cut as it appears to be now. I mean, not to say that Earthquake isn't putting up a decent fight throughout the rounds, but yeah, he's just getting grabbed and slammed. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. I always love to see the Blade of Grass, too. But I think the difference between this fight and the test fight is that in the test fight, Gaia just kept trying to get close to Earthquake and hit him, and Earthquake's hitbox is a little funky, so he would just miss, and then Earthquake would just go to town on him. But this time around, Gaia definitely did a better job on defense. He did a better job on defense, and he was able to take Earthquake out. So I guess that'll take us to our next fight, which is one of the toughest Mugen in the Samurai Shodown family, and that is Wan-Fu. Now, he may look a little goofy, but don't get it twisted. This guy is a veritable beast. He's got 2 moves that you should really look out for. One is this swing. I think that one might be the swing. It doesn't do like a super significant amount of damage, but he gets iframes on it. So while he's doing that swing, and like I said, I'm not sure if it's that swing or if it's a different one, but one of his swings, while he's doing it, he can hit you and do a decent bit of damage, and you just cannot damage him. We got to see a cool anti-air from Gaia there. He has an anti-air throw that we very rarely get to see him use, but we actually got to see it there. But his other move that you got to look out for Wan-Fu is, of course, his, I think it's 3 meters? No, it's 1 meter, and that's it right there. And that's because he hits you like a dozen times, and he does a lot of damage. So if he chains together the iframe, swiping attack, I guess you could call it, the iframe swing, and his super, I've seen him take 2 rounds on Oliva without breaking a sweat. As you can see right now, this fight is pretty close. I mean, just the chip damage on that is ridiculous. And he's one of the few characters, as you guys just saw, that I have ever seen. Now, there he goes with the counter. That wasn't the anti-air jump he has. He just used the counter, where he turns himself invisible and and just avoids getting hit. But just by the skin of his teeth? Yeah! Just by the skin of his teeth, I think he used the anti-air or some kind of command grab, and he was able to defeat Wan-Fu. To complete the thought I started earlier, he is one of the very few characters in Samurai Shodown, and I think in Mugen so far, that can actually just iframe through Gaia's vine arts. So that definitely makes him a threat to Gaia, because that's one of Gaia's, main kit pieces. That's the meat and potatoes of his kit. He can also just iframe through his command grabs too, so if he times those counters a little bit better, I think he'd be okay, but right now he's actually losing pretty handily. We'll see if Gaia can come back here. It's not looking good. He's in the corner against Wan-Fu, and yeah, Wan-Fu's just gonna iframe through his vine art. The trick to beating Wan-Fu is to hit him in between those iframes. But as you can imagine, that's easier said than done. So we'll see what he can do. He's making something of a comeback here. If he 2-1s or 2-0s Wan-Fu, that will be the first time I was about to say, that'll be the first time I've ever seen that happen against like a non-overpowered character. So final round, it's 1-1. If Gaia cannot win here, then there is a special way that Gaia can unleash a little more power. He can unlock the full power of the man who can turn a weapon, or who can make a weapon out of anything he touches. He's also got 3 bars of meter here, so, whenever he wants to use that, he is more than welcome to. I mean, he's actually winning right now, so things are going well. We got him with the Vine Art. Let's go ahead and choke him out. Yeah, he's got him at about half health, and Wan-Fu's not looking good. Of course, he dropped the Grass Blade combo there, so that's a little unfortunate, but I mean, he is steadily defeating Wan-Fu. Some days, some rounds, I guess, Gaia just turns up the heat. I could be wrong here, but I do not think that Gaia has ever defeated Wan-Fu. I ran, not like 100 tests, but I ran several tests, and I don't... Oh my god! Okay, Wan-Fu really tried to mount a comeback there, but Gaia shut that shit down quick. So we're actually going to take a break from Samurai Shodown just very briefly to pit Gaia up against a veritable monster. This guy is something else, right? So we'll see if Gaia is able to defeat him. You know, first round should be, you know, pretty even. You know, Gaia's no slouch either, but let me tell you, I'm not saying he will win a round, but if Gaia wins a round, things become exceedingly more difficult. This is Sojiro Seta from the Samurai X series, also known as Kenshin. I've actually not watched the anime myself, but I've always thought it was cool. I just have problems with the author, of course. You know, if you don't know about that, I mean, you can do your own research. I don't want to talk about it, especially not on YouTube. I don't know how they'll deal with talking about something like that, but very cool looking character. Very well done on like the sprite work and the animation. This would make me think that he was actually from some other fighting game, but I think this is just made by someone. They took like voice files from the anime and they used like manga panels and stuff. It's very well done. And his well-doneness is allowing him to just stomp Gaia into the ground. He activated earlier something that was called, it's like Tenken or something, or speed mode. Wow. I thought he was actually going to take Gaia out there with speed mode active, but Gaia was able to land a Vine Arts and choke him out. And now he has activated something else called Berserker mode, which activates instantly if he loses a round, and he just becomes infinitely more powerful. If Gaia defeats Berserker mode Sojiro, that would be a first. He just landed a beautiful counterattack. That was fantastic. I wasn't even able to keep up with Sojiro with my eyes. And he was able to time that counter so that as soon as he hit, he got him with the counter throw. Now that being said, Sojiro with speed mode and in Berserker mode is certainly a force to be reckoned with. It's kind of hard to just hit because of how fast he's moving. He also has something up by his name that I'm not sure what it is, but I think it correlates with one of his attacks. Some kind of like blue aura, or like, I'm not sure. But I think Gaia's about to clutch up and take the win. That is incredible. Gaia is really putting on a performance for you guys, because I don't think in all the testing I've done, you know, like I said, I haven't done extensive testing, but in all the testing I've done, Gaia, just in base form, has never been able to defeat, I mean, Wan-Fu or Seta Sojiro. So that is, that's quite impressive. Next up is the closest thing to the equivalent of a modern-day ninja, the guerrilla warfare soldier Gaia versus Hanzo the ninja. Let's see how that goes. By my recollection, Hanzo is not particularly powerful. His map is dope as hell, but I don't think he's standing up to Gaia in terms of how good their Mugens are. So we'll just have to see about that. got some kind of thing on the screen here. This has never happened in testing. I think I've only tested each of these characters once to make sure that they work, and then once to make sure that, you know, Gaia could actually fight them. Gaia stomps him despite him stamping a giant PNG on the screen. Is that gonna be there forever? Okay, no. I guess he tried to use a move and it got interrupted or something, or maybe it worked, but the coding wasn't all quite there. Regardless, Gaia seems to be pretty handily defeating Hanzo. I didn't see what his health was at before. Oh! This is a rare sight indeed. He is using his level 2 super, the awesome scream attack he has in Baki, and he almost just let it go to waste because he tried that command grab and it didn't hit Hanzo's hitbox. But regardless, I don't think he perfected him because I think he took chip damage, but Hanzo just got completely wiped. Alright, now is Gaia versus Kyoshiro on Kyoshiro's stage. And yes, before you ask, there are in fact 2 Kyoshiros on the screen. I'm not sure why that is, but I think one of them is just completely, it doesn't do anything. It just hops in one spot and it doesn't attack. It doesn't take damage, I don't think, but it can get hit. Regardless, it seems that Gaia is starting off strong with a good lead and using Vine Art to knock Kyoshiro to about half health and continue the assault. Now, I wouldn't say Kyoshiro's a slouch. I've seen him do some pretty impressive stuff, like breathe fire and create like wave attacks with his Naginata, but he is not like... Oh, I don't like this. I've never seen this happen before. Oh, okay, well... At least he can still be damaged. I don't like that he's stuck, but there are some characters later on that you'll see that just straight up get stuck and become invincible. They can't die, they can't be killed. You'll see. Unfortunately, Kyoshiro seems to have gotten stun locked or something, but hopefully in the next round he'll put up a better performance. Let's see. I think that was the... I don't know if that was the counter or if that was the anti-air, but it was certainly one of the two. And unfortunately, oh no, it seems Gaia has Kyoshiro locked in a corner. I mean, I say oh no because he's not putting up much of a challenge for Gaia, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want Gaia to be able to make it through the gauntlet. There are some tough customers coming up. I'm very impressed that he got through Wan-Fu. I don't think I can, like, state that enough. Him getting through Wan-Fu is a big, like, feather in his cap, a big win. Him defeating Seta Sojuro is just, like, unprecedented. Him defeating Kyoshiro here is kind of expected. But there are 2 more difficult challenges ahead. Maybe 3 if you want to do some finagling. I would not say Ukyo is specifically or considerably challenging, but he's definitely no slouch either. He's got some decent moves. I mean, he is supposed to be the Sasaki Kojiro of Samurai Shodown. He's supposed to be like the rival of Haomaru, at least from what I remember. So, you know he's pretty tough. He's also got the special Samurai Shodown mechanics, as you can see in the bottom right. When they take enough damage, they get like a berserker boost that makes them a little more powerful. I think they gain access to like a special move that does more damage than normal. Just to quickly comment, the background of Gairyu Island at night, fantastic stage. Just gorgeous. You got like Mount Fuji in the background, that big beautiful yellow and blue moon. You got the calm waves rolling in as Gaia smashes Ukyo's skull against the concrete of Gairyu Island. As you can see, he's got this, like, fiery meter above his C groove, and of course his skin has turned a tinge red, but it's not going to matter much because we get to see another level 2 from Gaia. I don't think I can express properly how rare most of the stuff we're seeing here is, like Gaia actually winning against high-level AI and Gaia using his Super 2. It's all very impressive. He is putting on quite a significant show for you guys today, it would seem. Yeah, and unfortunately for Ukyo, that means I guess he's not long for this episode. He's already lost his boost, and that slam's gonna finish him. Yeah, it's kind of hard to fight a rushdown grappler, who's also got good hands, so we'll see how that goes for our next combatant. So I was really only going to use characters from the first Samurai Shodown game, like how I've been doing for every other Mugen episode. It's like the first game in the series, the arcade one or the earliest version. But I could not, I could not in good conscience not put Genjiro in this. Now I may come to regret this decision because this happens quite a bit, where Gaia is just too afraid to get in because Genjiro's spamming an attack. And Genjiro doesn't want to stop spamming the attack because he knows that Gaia can't get in, and then we're stuck. That being said, I know that I can just reset the match, and everything will be fine, so let's try that. Let's try to start over. When I tested it, that happened twice, where Gaia and Genjiro just got stuck in a loop, so hopefully it doesn't happen again, but if it does, I know I can just reset the map. Or reset the match rather, and we'll see where to go from there. As for the map, I mentioned that we have a special. Oh man, I don't think I've ever seen him land that move. It looks cool, and I want to see what it does. But yeah, Gaia's playing very defensively here. Gaia, let's see some attacks here. There you go. Be it through command grabs or chip, you got to take him out. Genjiro is trying to use some kind of technique here. Oh no, I think we might be stuck again. If Gaia gets hit, or if he's able to time his attack just right, that he's able to slip through between attacks. No, it doesn't look like that's happening. Okay, let's try this again. All right, here we go again. Hopefully this works. Genjiro, you are causing me great grief. That being said, Gaia is starting off strong with Vine Art. Hopefully that doesn't mess anything up. And of course he's getting those hits in. Oh, okay, now Genjiro is coming back with a, no. Okay, I guess I'll cut back to when they're making significant progress. I'll just keep restarting until this match actually. Oh, wait, no. We may have. We have a dark horse. No, are we stuck again? You never know. See, look, there it is again. Sometimes Gaia will just get stuck, and then I don't know. I guess he walked into Genjiro and realized that Genjiro's attack wasn't doing any damage, and he was like, "Oh, this is fine. I can just throw him into the concrete." Oh, he blocked it. That looked cool. He had like a fucking PNG of himself in the background. I was ready to see Gaia actually take some damage here. So that being said, Gaia's doing a great job of locking down Genjiro's offense with some good defense, and then just countering with throws and what have you. But we'll see how that goes for him. For now, as for the background, the map, I believe this is either Marvel vs. Capcom or Capcom vs. SNK. It's a cool jungle map. I do like it. Gaia, you have to hit him. He's stuck like that. I mean, yeah. I was about to say you're right next to him and he's not doing damage. I think you're okay. Mugen's built a little goofy. We got the anti-air throw there in midair, so that's pretty impressive. Just one of these days, I would like to see one of those moves from Genjiro actually land. Now, that being said, I have to give Genjiro credit where credit is due. He is the only character so far that I have seen straight up block Vine Art, right? He gets hit by it, don't get it twisted, but it's like a normal move to him. For every other character I've seen fight Gaia, I don't think I've seen another one block Vine Art. But there he goes. He blocks it with his sword. And that to me is just so cool that he can block, like, what is essentially a ranged command grab. I don't know if Gaia's gonna be able to hit through this. But if he doesn't, I'll just kill Genjiro because, I mean, we're right at the end of the match. Alright, I guess Gaia's a little gun-shy, so we're just gonna help him out there. We're gonna go ahead and take care of Genjiro. So first round done. This is definitely gonna be one of the longest matches in the entire set, so we'll see if everything goes well to start. He tried to go for an uppercut slash that didn't land well. But he is putting up a decent pressure against Gaia. You know, Genjiro is good at locking people out, I guess. He makes it so that you have to stay on the defense because he's constantly throwing stuff. But the unfortunate thing is, every time he throws something, it kind of nudges him forward a little bit, and that is not what you want to see from somebody using a sword against a grappler. Grapplers thrive in close range, whereas, you know, a swordsman, as you'd expect, thrives in mid-range. Oh, he missed it again. I would really love to see that land because it's got so many, like, cool effects. But it would seem that Genjiro's AI has woken up here because he's actually doing some pretty decent damage to Gaia. But by that same token, you know, he still has those, you know, those seizures where he just spams the same move and doesn't do any damage, so I'm not sure what's going on there. That being said, Gaia is doing a good job of making sure that Genjiro doesn't lock him out completely. When he does nudge forward ever so much, he either gets countered, he gets anti-aired, or he just gets command grabbed. So Gaia is doing a good job to make sure that he's taking advantage of the weakness in Genjiro's game here. So I don't think Genjiro is long for this world. He's using some kind of technique. I mean, he hit Gaia with it originally, but then Gaia just kind of backed out of it. This is another one of those situations where we are close enough to Genjiro's death that I could safely just kill him off and not feel like I'm tampering with the match. But yeah, I do really appreciate, you know, the back and forth here. Maybe if Genjiro did a little more damage, this would be better. But as it stands, you know, Genjiro is unfortunately... Genjiro, he had a heart attack. He had a heart attack and died. Oh no. Still a good effort from Genjiro, especially in that second round. Now, I'll tell you guys right here and now, every fight from here on, it will be an uphill battle for Gaia, right? Charlotte is no joke. We have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 more Samurai Shodown characters after Charlotte, and while most of them are, one of them is a joke. I mean, he's never beat an opponent, but he's never won, so we'll see if you guys can figure out how that is before we get to that match. But the other 4 are at least as strong as Charlotte, with one of them being the strongest one of these Mugen. So Charlotte barely got tapped that round. Let's see if Gaia can come back from this devastating defeat. I mean, he's starting the match well. He's got Charlotte backed to a corner, and he's bringing her all the way across to the other side of the map. He's got like a... He likes to juggle with that grass blade combo, and when that combo is disrupted, he immediately resorts to command grabs and grappling and throwing. And as you saw there, she was trying to use her ranged attack, but Gaia was able to time a Vine Art so that he could get iframes, and because it has like 0 frame startup, he was able to just, you know, get her with the Vine Art before she was able to do anything. So much better performance from Gaia this time around, which means they are deadlocked at 1-1. Let's see how that goes. Also, I'm digging the background music. It's very thematic. Some of these maps have music, some don't. You know, it is what it is. We also get some. We also get to see Gaia versus Rage Charlotte. I'm not sure for how much of last round she had her rage power, but Gaia is definitely making sure to shut her down and lock her out as much as possible. She's lost her power, but I don't imagine it'll be too long before she gets it back because, again, it's based on damage. So, yeah, there it goes. It's back again. Her main meat and potatoes is that she likes to use this move when she has the meter for it, I think. No, it's not even a meter move, and it does so much damage. It's like her special move. She likes to use that move as often as possible, and then a move, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a flurry of stabs to knock a person back, and then she uses that triangle move. Oh, also that one, because it's got decent knockback. This move, it's like the flying triangle move or whatever. It sounds like she's saying drive-by when she does it, which is not great. But she is mounting a comeback here. It is 1-1, and Charlotte takes the win. Like I said, folks, everyone from here on is certainly a veritable threat. To flex on my man Gaia, she even busted out the end screen. So, in celebration of Charlotte's victory, she can now face Gaia with his true power. This is one of the strongest Baki Mugen characters available to me, Emperor Gaia. So, she did pretty exceptionally against Gaia. The first round, she stomped him. The second round, she didn't do very well at all. And the third round, she fought him down to the wire and won out by a smidge. Let's see how well she does against Gaia at his absolute peak. Okay, so far she is at half health, which, might I mind you, the reason why it may seem like some Mugen are not doing a lot of damage is because I currently have everyone's health set to 200%, so that fights can last longer. For some people that do an exorbitant amount of damage, the 200% health might as well be 100%. So let's see if Charlotte can come back here. Round 2 is her specialty, right? So she's getting comboed into the wall here, a 15-hit combo from Gaia, and that's doing about a quarter? No, now it's over half. It's like 75%. He's gonna grab her, throw her across the map, jump kick her right in the face, and hit her with a 7-hit combo that I believe is going to take her out. I don't think she landed a single hit on him. And it doesn't help that he has regenerating meter, so while the animations for his special techniques are playing, he's gaining meter. So we're gonna swap back to normal Gaia and see how he does. This, Jubei Yagyu. He is the strongest of the Samurai Shodown Mugen. So, let's see if normal Gaia can stand up to him. We'll give him a fair shot. I don't think he will, but let's see how he does against Jubei. And inevitably, when he loses, we will switch to Emperor Gaia and see how Jubei does. So Jubei's a good champ. He has 2 weapons, but he actually starts the fight only wielding 1. He can actually go back and pick that up if he needs to, but the downside to that is if Gaia puts in enough work, you can see he's got both of his blades now. If Gaia does enough damage to Jubei, Jubei will drop both of his weapons. He'll either drop one or both, and then he has to go and pick them up. Now I say that, but other than decreasing his damage output, that doesn't really affect his game much because, I mean, he's got like a 40-hit palm thrust combo that does a shit ton of damage, regardless as to whether or not he has the swords. But that, he uses up like a ton of his meter, and he does that like thrust combo and uses it up, like uses all of his meter up. That is like his strongest move, and he can only do that when he has both of his blades, but yeah. He also has that Scream attack, which is kind of like Gaia's Scream, except it doesn't cost any meter, and it's supposed to stun people. It didn't seem to work on Gaia there, but Gaia got him with a counterattack, and Jubei then proceeded to finish him off, like I said, barehanded. right? Just because he doesn't have a weapon in his hands doesn't mean he's not still a threat. He's gonna shoulder charge Gaia into the corner here and just chip damage him to death, it would seem. He's only got one blade, but he is, also, as you can see, he's got rage there. Unlike with other characters, he doesn't have a meter for it, and unlike with other characters, I don't think it, I don't know. I mean, I think it boosts his damage, but I don't know if it does any of the other things it does for the characters that have, like, a rage meter. But regardless, Gaia is trying to, I mean, as you saw earlier, and as you're seeing now, the Vine Art is enough to knock either one weapon or both weapons out of Jubei's hand, but it really doesn't matter because he goes and instantly gets the weapon back, and he's able to out-zone Gaia, and up close and personal, Gaia's not even able to get, like, a throw. Yeah, he went to attack Jubei, and Jubei got him with an anti-air throw. So that is 2-0 Jubei, and he barely broke a sweat. So we will definitely need to take out Emperor Gaia versus Jubei Yagyu. Alright, let's see. He's pulling out both weapons, but he drops his shorter blade. It's cool that he basically uses Niten Ichi Ryu, which is the sword style of Miyamoto Musashi. But he's not going to be able to use any weapons when Gaia throws him into a corner and chokes him out with a vine that he just, I guess, found somewhere around here in this bamboo-covered area. Now, that being said, a famous playbook, or a famous bit of Jubei's playbook is to try to throw people when they're too close to him and he can't recover, but Gaia was able to get him in an anti-air and choke him out with the Vine Art. So Jubei is not doing very well at all against Emperor Gaia. Let's see how round 2 goes. I mean, he's got his rage boost, I don't know for how long, but Gaia just seems to be taking him to town. This is like a masterclass in defeating Jubei Yagyu, who is, like I said, like the strongest here. Yeah, there he goes. He throws him, then he dashes in, and he uses his palm thrust, or he uses his shoulder tackle to cover the distance. That way, if the person tries to rush in and cut off his advance, you know, he can still do damage. He can still stop them. So he's got the rage boost here, but he is really running low on health. He's got one sword back, but he's about to get it knocked out of his hand with a Vine Art, and that just might be it for him. I'd like to see before the match ends. Yeah, he got him to half health, so that definitely wasn't bad, but in a complete role reversal of Gaia versus Jubei Yagyu, Emperor Gaia has stomped him into the dust. Now, next up is a bit of a dark horse. He's a ninja named Galford that has a puppy, as he likes to call it. Let's go, puppy! He says that like every 5 seconds. If you're listening close enough to the audio, you'll hear him saying it constantly. Let's go, puppy! Yeah, there he goes. So the name of his game is Zoning. He is a very good range spammer. He's got like electric attacks he can send out. He can send his puppy to attack you. He can drop his puppy on you from above. So as long as Gaia stays up close and personal, he'll be able to take Galford out pretty easily. But that is to say, you know, oh, he's actually turning himself invisible here. Let's see how that factors in. I don't know how much it affects the AI, but I do like to think that at the very least it makes it harder for them to see him, for their AI to recognize him, like where he is. But I think Gaia's gonna lose here. He's not close enough and he's not putting up enough pressure. Yeah, he got close. All Galford had to do at that point was just throw him. Hey, come on. That was pretty good. Yeah, so I'll say this. When I did testing between Galford and Jubei was able to destroy Galford. But, I mean, Galford should still, in theory, be about as strong as Charlotte. So let's see if it's a repeat of that, where Gaia is able to take round 2 but loses round 3. If he's actually able to take 2 rounds back-to-back, or if Galford's about to shut down the Gaia hype train right here and now. So he's got him with a throw. That gave him the distance to call out puppy. I think his puppy does way more damage than the water bullet attack does, even though it's made of sand. It was first used with water, so it's called the water bullet. Oh! Okay, so he's activated some kind of transformation? I've never seen him do that before, but, I mean... Arigato! It allowed him to 2-1, or 2-0 Gaia. So let's see if he's got that same gusto when it comes to the Emperor. Alright. Let's go Puppy from Galford. And Gaia says something in Japanese that he said in the anime. I don't know what it was. So we start the match off with a slide kick. He's going to throw him into the wall, and he's going to hit him with a fucking 15-hit... The 15-hit Grass Blade Vine Art combo. That's, it's like 75%. So, and then all he's got to do is do like half of it. Do half of it again. Just grab him, throw him to the other side of the screen, kick him, and then hit him with a Grass Blade combo, and that's enough to take him out. So, Galford has his special transformation if he gets the opportunity to use it, but this Gaia, because he's so incredibly aggressive with his AI, is very difficult to range spam. If you can successfully range spam him, then all the power to you, but unfortunately Galford is about to get stunned by Gaia's Scream attack, and then Gaia is going to probably throw him to the other side of the screen, and... Oh no, he's just going to throw him down. Oh! Okay, here we go. He unlocked his transformation. Oh, but Gaia used the iframes from Vine Art to stop Puppy from hitting him. He defeated Galford even in his transformation. Wow. All right, quite a show there. So next up is the man who has been rising through the ranks of the Samurai Shodown arcade characters versus the man who has never lost a single match. Genon. No matter who I pit him up against, he has never lost against anyone. Now, that is to say there is a special reason as to why he has never lost a match against anyone, and it has to do with the fact that he has also never won a match against anyone. Because, for whatever reason, his Mugen works completely fine up until you hit him for enough damage that he falls on the ground. I suppose his Mugen just doesn't have an animation for getting back up? I don't know. But what I'm gonna do, to make things a little interesting, is I'm gonna restart the match 3 times. First, I give both men max meter. Restart the match and see what they can do, alright? Genon, you have a full meter, you have everything in your arsenal, everything. Oh, and he was just counter-throwed. And that's it for that match. Alright, secondly, I am going to restart the match and set Genon to 1 health. And as you'll see, the true power of Genon is even with 1 health, he cannot lose. KO. Let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and give Gaia the win, you know, mark his win under his health bar next to his name, and move on to the second round. No? No, we can't do that? What? I had a whole bit planned, okay? I had a whole thing planned, because I've never seen that happen before. I've never seen it where Genon actually... I had a whole bit where he's like, he's never even lost a round, because for some reason his animation failure prevents the round from continuing, but apparently that's not the case. However, he did just fall over again, and the round is never going to end, and I don't think he's ever going to get back up. I'm not going to wait to test it out, so I'm just gonna kill him. Another tragic loss of a character due to a heart attack. The cardiac health of Samurai Shodown characters is atrocious, and I am making this video because we need to do something about this. You know, we've lost Genjiro, we've lost Genjiro and Genon to heart attacks. It's truly terrible. So, coming off of a jokier, more, silly match, we have probably one of the more serious matches of the video. And that is Gaia versus the main man, the leading man of the Samurai Shodown series, Haohmaru. Fun fact, he is one of my favorite characters in Soul Calibur 6. As you can see from his performance, he's definitely no slouch. I wouldn't say he's one of the strongest Mugen on the roster, but he is certainly powerful in his own right. He is no joke. Gaia is putting up a very good amount of pressure here to lock out Haohmaru from actually being able to do anything. But if given the chance, Haohmaru can very easily turn this around. I mean, he quite literally just turned this around by throwing Gaia into a corner. But Gaia's going to use his level 3 to turn invisible, and I think that gives him I think it makes it harder for the AI to detect him, or at least I'd like to think that. I'd like to think it's not just him wasting 3 bars of meter. But regardless, Haohmaru has been able to kind of clutch up a bit, get Gaia below half health, but fortunately for Gaia, he was able to finish Haohmaru off before Haohmaru was able to surmount an incredible comeback. So let's see who wins. Vine Art and Blade of Grass versus Anger and Blade of Ass. No, Blade of Steel. So let's see. He doesn't quite have his rage boost. There he goes. Got it now. That's pretty cool. I don't know if it did anything. I think it got blocked. I don't know if it did any chip damage. Some Mugen do chip damage and some don't. I'm not sure who's who. But he's got his rage ability, so I hope he makes use of that, just so that it's more of an even fight. He's also good at comboing off of, like, attacks that knock people down with that little sweeping kick. But right now, I mean, Gaia is just in his element. He juggles him with a kick, and then he does his anti-air throw. Okay, we got a reversal with the throw here. Not sure if he was able to land that. Unfortunately, he's about to get... For most people, other than Genjiro, it is just... It's a matter of fact that if Gaia uses that move, you will get hit by it. Unless you're Genjiro who can block it, or Wan-Fu who can iframe through it. When he uses that move, it's basically a death sentence. So unfortunately for Haohmaru, he actually wasn't able to put up that good of a showing. He usually does better than that. So I guess today he was slacking. So next up is another certified killer, Tam-Tam. Not only is he incredibly powerful, and in the last time I tested this, Gaia wasn't able to beat him, but if you pay close attention, I'll try to point out when this happens. Gaia got him with the counter or anti-air throw, one of the two. That technique he just used, where he spins the person around and launches them, not only can he use it on his sword, but, let's see if he does it, he can actually use it on those totem poles right there. So even if he doesn't have his sword, he can still use that move either on Gaia himself or on those totem poles. See if he ever, does it. He just got his sword knocked out of his hand, so now would be an opportune time while he's right next to him. But, I mean, regardless, even while unarmed, he is completely stomping Gaia. I mean, he's been hit, but... and he's about to take a little more damage, but I don't think... My prediction is that Tam-Tam will not drop below half health in some other round. I was gonna say before he defeats Gaia. But I mean, Tam-Tam is so powerful he defeated my prediction in real life. All right. Let's see about round 2. We didn't get to see him use the totem poles against Gaia, but hopefully we get to see that at least before I have to call out Emperor Gaia to finish him off. We have that cool skull throwing move. He also likes to spam, like, shooting fireballs out of his mouth. Yeah, sorry, Gaia, you're not gonna win a game of range spamming, but, that's fine. Okay. So he has his sword knocked out of his hand. No, okay. I was gonna say, he's right next to him. He counters him, he knocks the sword out of his hand again. Alright, so he's launching those fireballs, and there we go. He's got the totem pole. I'm not sure if those spawn on other maps. I don't think I've ever used Tam-Tam on a map other than this one. but if it is a case of a character interacting with his map from his original game, that is just the coolest thing to me. Also, Tam-Tam takes out Gaia with range spam. And because Gaia is wearing camo pants, I can't see where his body is. Alright. So now we have the run back between Emperor Gaia and Tam-Tam. Will Tam-Tam's fireballs and spinning attacks and sword and all that great stuff, will that be enough to defeat Emperor Gaia, or are we just going to have a replay of all the other matches? So far, Tam-Tam is already doing significantly better than most people do against Emperor Gaia, but we'll see how long that keeps up. So he's got him almost to about half health here, and Gaia was able to use the iframes from his, I don't know if that's supposed to represent his ability to predict what a person is doing and dodge it, or if that's supposed to be, like, sand invisibility or whatever. But regardless, I mean, Tam-Tam's got, like, like less than an eighth of his health left, and he just got stunned by Gaia's level 2. So that is it for round 1. Yeah. Tam-Tam actually did okay. He didn't do horrible. He got him down almost to 75%, which is, I mean, pretty fantastic against Emperor Gaia. We'll see how he does, you know, in the following round. So far, not so good. He's already been disarmed, and he's at, well, let's say half health? Not quite half health, but he's about to get hit with a level 2 super, and that's going to stun him, and then he's going to get hit by another combo. So, I mean, he's got his rage active, but the problem is, he's just... there's not enough time between onslaughts of Gaia attacks for him to actually use any meter or attack with his rage. He's just dead. I'm gonna be honest. Because he didn't do so hot the first time around, I want to try to run back Sojiro one more time. I want to see if maybe with like a change of scenery in the background, we have Capcom versus SNK's Kinderdijk. I think that's what it's called, Kinderdijk. Anyway, regardless, let's see if with a change of scenery, it's not so arid, it's not so hot and humid. We'll see if Sojiro can actually defeat Gaia this time around. Okay, so, I mean, he's got him, like, locked up in the corner here. So far, he's actually doing pretty good. Yeah, I mean, he keeps hitting him in that combo, and he keeps, like, locking it together. He's also got an attack where he can counter, but instead of counter-attacking like Gaia, where he gets the iframes and then he deals damage, I think he just teleports behind the person. Also, he just activated speed mode, and he tried some kind of attack, but Gaia was actually able to time that beautiful counter again. I'm super impressed with that. But unfortunately, yes, Sojiro's got him in a corner here. That's going to be it for him. So this showing seems to be a little more in line with the power and the skill and prowess and finesse that Sojiro is typically capable of. Maybe that first match was just him having a bad day, but yeah, he's like constantly in speed mode. I mean, he still gets countered. He still gets like a knee to his like spinal cord. He still gets his like lumbar shattered. But I mean, he's putting up a pretty decent offense, and he's like constantly zipping around the map, which makes it very difficult for Gaia to really do anything. But I mean, there's the tried and true Vine art. You know, it's like a guaranteed hit, iframes. You know, it's the whole kit and caboodle. It's basically, I think it owes most of its fantastic Oh, he just landed that attack, that slash from above for major damage. Gaia is trying to even it up with a blade of grass and then that really powerful command grab. But Setoro, keep calling him that. Oh, he lands it again. Sojiro, double to nothing, defeats Gaia. He didn't even use Berserker mode that time. Oh, what the fuck? Is this... Okay. I don't think I've ever seen that. That was actually sick as fuck. What the hell? His outro... I've seen the outro for most of the Samurai Shodown characters, but what the fuck, man? They got a clip from the anime. That was really awesome. Okay, let's see if that performance holds. against the man, the myth, the legend himself, Emperor Gaia, in the Capcom vs. SNK 2 Kinderditch. Alright. So, it's Emperor Gaia, the master of forward pressure, of pure unadulterated offense and combos, versus Seta Sojiro, the man who just 2-0'd normal Gaia. So far, not doing too good. He got hit by the 75% combo, and he just got defeated with the follow-up combo. That one combo being so hard to avoid, so easy to pull off for Gaia, and doing 75% is fucking ridiculous. But let's see if he can pull off that same level of, okay, he's just going for, oh! He went for a raw Vine Art, and it missed twice! Twice he did, because of Sojiro's speed mode. I was gonna say, let's see if he can land it again. I think he just did, for 75%. It took him a while. Yeah, it's basically 75%. And now he's gonna use his level 2 super. It should still hit even though Guy is zipping around. Yeah, because it stuns him no matter where he is on the map. I mean, it makes sense because it's sound-based. Yeah, unfortunately he got him with that big throw and he hit him with the sand bullet. Yeah, poor Seta Sojiro did not stand a chance there. So, regardless of his chance to rectify his prior losses, while Seta did defeat regular Gaia, he was unable to take down the Emperor. So finally, Gaia has fought his way to Shimabara to take on the revived Amakusa Shiro. Let's see if Gaia can defeat this evil wizard with his sorcery right next to the, is this the Killing Stone? It's got the rope tied around it, so this might be the, I don't know if this is the Seki something. The Killing Stone that just recently split back in March of this year, March of last year. I don't know, my years are running together after COVID. Regardless, it seems that Amakusa is not putting up a very good fight against Gaia. I will say this, he is capable of putting up a good fight against Gaia, but as for beating him this time around, I don't know, a 2-0, or a 1-0, what the fuck am I saying? A 1-2 comeback is unlikely. Okay, so that's a good technique. It's like a ranged command grab. Oh, okay, that did some good damage. If he can keep hitting those, I think he's in a good place, but he's gotta watch out for that, like, frame 1, I-frame, vine grab. It's a lot. And then it leaves you open to then get comboed, because he can just close the distance while you're recovering. So, I mean, Amakusa has his rage thing. I mean, he doesn't anymore, but he just got him in the command grab. They're not even, but they're pretty close, especially after that attack. And he just got some bonus counter damage, so I think, I don't know, I don't think Amakusa's gonna be able to come back here. I think, oh, oh my god! In the comeback of the century, Amakusa has used his rage meter to perform some kind of special technique on Gaia, which I have seen him use that move before, but I've never seen it land in its entirety. It'll like land the first one and then Gaia like blocks the second one and it ruins the combo. But he lands it and defeats Gaia in round 2. So it really does all come down to the final round. Now, Gaia is putting up an excellent effort here. Amakusa only putting up a valiant effort. I don't think Amakusa has that dog in him. At least not enough to take out Gaia. Now, he's not going to let Gaia go without any scrapes or bruises, but this won't kill him. Yeah, that's not enough to take him out, but I don't foresee him being able to make this comeback here. He's taking chip damage. Actually, he's not. Oh, yes, he is. He's taking chip damage. So he throws Gaia into the corner. He tries to get a comeback. Ah! The thing about Sand Bullet is that It doesn't do a lot of damage, but if in terms of startup frames, it's very fast. Okay. So, that was Gaia versus Samurai Shodown. With Gaia actually being the victor. Now, Gaia in his normal form could not defeat everyone in Samurai Shodown, but I think it's safe to say that manga-accurate Gaia was able to basically completely trounce everybody in the entire roster, and that includes 2 fights with Seta Sojiro, who, I mean, isn't even from Samurai Shodown. I just thought it was pretty thematic, as well as defeating Genjiro, who I wasn't even gonna include normally, because I don't think he's a part of the base roster for SS1. Regardless, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the return of Mugen, and be on the lookout for more Mugen in the future, of course. There will be more, like I think the next video is going to be Baki versus King of Fighters. If you guys have any suggestions, I can go ahead and do that, but as it stands, that's what I'm planning to do in the future. And right after this, I'm gonna give my voice a break because I've been talking for like an hour. And then I will start recording the next combat clarification video, which is Combat Clarification, Grappler Baki Styles Explained, Baki Hanma's Total Fighting. So, you'll probably be getting this video first because it takes less editing, but after this video, you'll be getting that one. So again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are ready for more Mugen in the future. If you liked, go ahead and subscribe to keep up to date with Mugen releases in the future. And like the video. Let me know that you liked it, and it greatly helps the channel. So, I guess I'll see you guys in the next Mugen video, or at the very least, I'll see you guys in the upcoming Combat Clarification. See you guys later. Peace.